Hey, everybody, and welcome to this episode of How to Watch a Movie as a Christian. I'm Riley.
I'm PJ.
And I'm Ben.
So, how to watch Nope as a Christian. So, Nope is a 2022 film written and directed by Jordan Peele, one of our favorite filmmakers. Is that safe to say?
Oh, yeah.
He's only done 3 films so far.
This is his third.
And they're all amazing.
All amazing. Actually, where do we stand with Nope? Like, I was a little more iffy on it than you guys. Safe to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it'll be fun to discuss this.
Yeah.
But what's the synopsis?
Okay, real brief, generic synopsis is this ranch in California, this horse ranch. The owner of the ranch sort of mysteriously dies via tiny objects falling from the sky. Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah, this is a full discussion.
And then the ranch is then left to the owner's children, who then run the ranch, and they have sort of a separation between the two. And then some weird stuff starts happening around the ranch, in the sky, in the aura, just in the valley itself. Something weird is going on. And OJ, the main character, who I think is the main character, is feeling it.
Yeah, he's
Not
feeling
only feeling it, but he's seeing something.
And it comes, and you do find out. You find out through the course of the film that this unidentified flying object is actually some kind of creature, but what?
Yeah, well, we think it's a UFO. It's like this big spaceship thing. Mm-hmm. And then this spaceship sand dollar thing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, sand dollar.
Is the alien.
Yeah.
Sand dollar / giant cowboy hat / manta ray
/ parachute
/ parachute
/ angel
/ angel
/
in the
projector screen or
So UFO is to Nope what shark is to Jaws.
That's right. Now we're here in our new Pacific Parable studio. It's a total mess. So we're just sitting here on Apple boxes. But as Christians, and each of us works at a church, ministering to people, making disciples, doing that whole thing. But we are also lovers of story, just like the Bible is a lover of story, and Jesus himself is a lover of story. We see that in how he spoke in parables. So here's the question we want to ask today, and it is this. What are the themes? What were the themes that were unpacked throughout the film of Nope? So, PJ, let me turn it over to you. We're watching Nope. What themes? Actually, let's do this. What is a theme? How do we define a theme? Because I think most people are familiar with a plot.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this is what happens, or these are the characters. This is the story. This is how it ended.
I think what's cool about Jordan Peele's movie specifically is I do believe he has a central theme in mind, but it's so interpretive that I think you can sort of take away the theme that resonated closest with you. Because I feel like when we walked out of the movie, we had a different sort of idea of what the theme was.
Well, totally, just by our natural bents on how we see life, It totally reflected differently. I was moved in a way that was very Ben.
Yeah, totally. Because I walked out thinking, oh, yeah, this is totally a movie about respect of nature and how to handle things in that sense. Whereas you were like, I thought it was more about capitalizing on monetization and things like that. And we just sort of discussed why we felt that way. And then I think both agreed to each other's points.
Yeah.
So we got 2 themes there. The first theme that we identified is nature, respect of nature. Yeah. Now, where did you get that? Like, for people watching this, they might not have seen that. They might not have caught that. So what clued you in to that's what this movie is about?
Yeah. We had the 3 main pieces that told us that. Yeah. Horse, monkey, sand dollar alien.
Yeah, each sort of arc or narrative within the movie all had that aspect to it where there was nature, in this case, beasts, animals, that weren't...
It's specifically animals.
Yeah, that weren't being shown or handled with respect. The monkey was on a TV show, flashing lights and loud noises, and then the monkey goes berserk and murders.
Which is
okay.
Yeah, this is why we said, I think why we came up with nature, because that's against the monkey's nature. Exactly. It's not just disrespecting the animal. It's like, this monkey does not belong there.
Yeah.
That horse did not belong in the studio.
Right. And the alien itself, too, it is just doing what nature does. It's eating to stay alive. It's surviving. and then the humans come, they try to monetize on it. And not only that, they start to poke at it to sort of make it come out of its shell so they can monetize it, which is disrespectful.
You guys are connecting dots that I honestly didn't see. I didn't think of the chimpanzee. It's like, oh yeah, that's another example of here's a creature not being respected. And the guy, the monkey, not the monkey trainer, but the fellow actor who suffered through that.
Ricky,
yeah, he becomes like a purveyor of some like weird carnival thing, but he's
space themed.
And he's trying to do the same thing to the alien later.
Yeah.
And what happens to him?
He gets eaten.
Eaten up.
But not just eaten, like the most disturbing, claustrophobic scene of somebody getting eaten.
I had never felt the way I felt when I saw that happen.
Well, can I say, though, it was a ripoff of Where the Wild Things Are. You seen that movie?
Is that when he like goes through the blankets or something?
Yeah. And he gets eaten by the monster, and there's a close-up shots of him in the monster's stomach.
I mean, it did look like one of those little, you have one in your house, the little tubes that you have for kids. It was just kind of like squeezing through it.
Except your bones are getting crushed.
Except your bones are getting crushed.
I know this is very pastor of me, but I did think that's probably what Jonah looked like in the whale. I mean, I'm sorry that I...
And then just praying.
Yeah, seriously. There's always like every depiction is like something out of Pinocchio. Yeah. He's got a whole house.
You see the rib cage as like the home.
Yeah.
So spacious.
It's like a mixture of Pinocchio and Jabu Jabu's palace in Ocarina of Time. It's like, no, actually, you'd just be stuck in there getting slowly burned alive.
There's a fish just like...
So, okay, PJ, on this theme of animal and animal respect, what was Jordan Peele, the storyteller, trying to say about this topic?
I think it is as simple as treat nature with respect. Not everything needs to be monetized. Not you see a chimpanzee, for instance, you find it in the wild, you take it into a studio. It's unnatural. Don't do that to a chimpanzee.
It might rip your face off.
Okay, which, the opening of the movie started with Nahum 3:6.
Okay, wait. What does that say?
Can we put it up?
Yeah, let's put it up.
Okay.
I forgot that was there, and I didn't connect the dots.
It is so revealing. So let me see if I can remember.
Okay, ESV. I will throw filth at you and treat you with contempt and make you a spectacle.
Yeah, so spectacle, that's the word that we actually carried out. So it's
that's
like
your
this
theme, spectacle.
Spectacle.
Or
so
no, it's your theme, spectacle, and you're saying they disrespected animals
and made it into
an unnatural spectacle.
I will throw filth on you. I mean, it happened when the gut thing was throwing all its crap, all the guts and stuff. But then, I will make you a spectacle, the thing with the horse and the monkey. I mean, that was a spectacle, which is probably the shoe idea, which we should not get into. But the balancing shoe.
Yeah,
some spectacle. That's for a different time. But I think that was really revealing.
I'm gonna just act like I know what you were talking about.
You remember the shoe?
No.
The monkey went on a rampage, and there was a shoe balancing right straight up. And then he had it, Ricky had it in his little museum in the back of his office.
No.
It's just
okay, we got to rewatch this. It's just standing
on its toe, straight up.
Oh.
Balanced.
Yeah.
What the?
Which OJ kind of refers to sort of later in the movie. He asked his sister
miracle.
Emerald, he said, is there such thing as a bad miracle?
Oh.
And I feel like the two sort of
miracle,
connect.
Yeah, and then I think he delivered on this. I mean, it did take some meditation. Like we came out and we were like spectacle, kind of chewing on it. But after I went home, I was like so blown away at this idea of them trying to make money, and at any cost, people are dying. It just, it was sick to me. It kind of made me sick, which was the point, And then the wrath was poured out. You make a spectacle of me, I make a spectacle of you. You look at me in the eye, you get kicked. You do the thing with the chimp, you die, you sand dollar thing, it pours your guts all over your house.
This theme of spectacle that you're pointing to, you saw that in all of the references to cameras, to getting the shot, to exploiting and making money, right? Like that's actually the story, is they're trying to get a shot of it. Like their first instinct is, we could actually like save the farm or the ranch, make more money, get the shot.
Yeah, the commentary on like, all right, this is a threat to us. Let's get a picture of it, and we can make so much money. Is so accurate, you know. People just want to. We live our lives through the lens of our phone cameras and stuff, and so yeah, it was eerie, creepy, but also sickly sweet that this alien in the end was kind of like a camera projector screen.
When it kind of it like launches out these weird kind of parachutey, balloony,
which was the opening scene. It went through that same like rainbowy thing, this box.
Yeah,
and you're like, well, that was weird. And then you see it again at the end. It's opening up, and it's like it's you know, recording. It's like, look at what this is, what it feels like, you know, to just be so exposed, every part of you, even your death, you know.
Yeah.
Now, here's my question though on that is, did the message that Jordan Peele is trying to convey on this theme of spectacle and exploiting nature, taking pictures, getting the shot, did that come across? Because I noticed that theme for sure. I saw it the whole time. But by the end, number one, the brother and sister team up and blow it up. And it's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, that's not good. I was confused by that.
Yeah.
And then
but even more confused by
the last shot, which is like they got the shot. There was that Polaroid thing where they actually did get a shot of the alien.
That hurt me.
So the way that I kind of saw it was, even though they saw their colleague get the shot and die, they still did it anyway. And they got it. They got the shot and they were successful. It's almost like this sick cycle. Like no matter what has happened in the past, it'll continue to happen because we're just that is maybe our nature.
You really wanted them to learn the lesson, but they didn't.
Yeah. It's this unresolving feeling of like just terrible. I don't know. It just feels sick.
Because you're kind of like, oh my gosh, she's going to get the shot. She's lined it up. She's taking the pictures. But then you're like, I don't want that. The whole point is that they were stupid for wanting that, and they got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it rubbed me the wrong way.
And then it'll just keep happening. People are just going to always want to get the shot, regardless of what happens.
I think that's the confusing part then, which is why this film has been polarizing, is that people disagree on how it's supposed to be interpreted, because it sounds like it be bad to take picture of animal in a spectacle kind of way. That's sort of like the plot. Don't do that. And yet here they do it, and they're like cheering about it. So you said it made you feel off. Are you supposed to feel off, or was I supposed to cheer?
Yeah, I don't know, because I'm not you know, in the majority with the idea of like not recording things and instead living in them. You know, this isn't a big idea right now. Actually, it's the opposite. Record everything, everything. You know, I'm a dad of 2 young kids, and I made that switch where I don't want to be recording everything. I want to live in this moment. So it touched me right there, which is like this.
So it at least tapped into that theme in your life.
It tapped into it, and then didn't resolve it well.
Yeah.
And so at the end it was like, man, that was so cool. She got the shot. And then it's like, but I don't want that. That's not what I wanted him. I kind of wanted him to stick it to it. I thought he was on my side, Jordan Peele.
Now, what we're kind of articulating then is a very like nuanced, layered way to interpret art and to watch movies. You're not just on the ride. You're thinking about it. You're actually letting it inform you. But you're also not just letting him preach at you like a preacher. You're receiving it, and it's tapping something, but you're wrestling with it. And would you guys say that adds to the enjoyment of it?
Yeah, I would say so. It adds to the depth of the experience of going to watch a film, especially a film by a filmmaker that we know is trying to get a certain message across.
Right.
Yeah, because it was truly challenging. Like, it doesn't. Yeah, the question isn't do you agree or thumbs up or thumbs down. It was there's some ideas in here. There's some themes, and they were compelling, and they brought up a lot of good conversation. Even just before we were shooting, talking about these ideas that you didn't get, and
a lot of what you guys are saying, I'm like, whoa, that actually like sheds light on it, and it kind of shows that when you go into a film to watch, or listen to any story, really, what you just said is you have to watch it on its own terms. Otherwise, you're gonna not enjoy it the way the storyteller means for you to enjoy it. And there are a lot of filmmakers like Jordan Peele that operate on this level. Yeah. Christopher Nolan is one. He's kind of first a philosopher and then a filmmaker in a way. You know, he's got ideas and then stories.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I have a question about Nope then.
Okay.
Okay, so with the first two Jordan Peele movies, I felt really like there's the twist, there's the big moment. And so watching Nope, I was ready for that. How is this going to work out? How is this going to somehow not be an alien? I don't know. Not that the other ones were realistic by any means, but
I thought the revelation that it is an alien was that.
Sure, but then it went, oh, this is just an alien movie.
Yeah,
I didn't expect that.
That's true.
And the whole time was like, how is he going to do this? Especially when you saw the kids in the alien thing, which genuinely was terrifying. But I felt it was really different than the first two in that way. He just made an alien movie.
Yeah, I agree with that. It was less pointed in its message, still thematic and layered more than other movies. At the same time, basically all movies have themes. But yeah, I think that this one operated on a more concrete level more than his others. And
which I enjoyed.
Which, yeah, totally. And I think a lot of people call it Jaws in the sky. And so, yeah, I would say that it was not as cohesive, theme and plot, and which is why my initial reaction to it was that the last act was better than the rest of the film. Because it felt like the monster, Get the Monster, was more focused as a story.
Yeah.
But I wasn't catching the themes as well as you guys were. And everything you guys are saying, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like totally true. It's absolutely there.
It's because we didn't watch it together.
That's right.
Because we watched it together, and we went in right away thinking about the themes.
To summarize what we're getting at is that we need to know that filmmakers are storytellers.
Right.
And they're not just entertainers, right? They're storytellers, and so therefore they're coming from a worldview with certain convictions, and sometimes those are really strong and pointed, and sometimes preachy. And you watch it and you go, "Oh, I don't agree with that," and you're repulsed by it. But the better filmmakers are a lot like Jesus, who would layer in his themes into the story, and he would connect to the audience on the basis of the story, so that they could join him on the theme and the message of what he was trying to say.
Which is what happened here. We pulled out different stuff, and it's amazing when you talk about Jesus' parables with people, the things that they can get out of them, and that's what they're for.
I think that knowing that filmmakers operate on a thematic level also helps you discern when they're being untruthful to the gospel, because certain like super entertaining movies can be full of like themes and topics that they're addressing, but the way what they're saying about them is not right, is not true. I just think of like 90s teen comedies, right? Can't Hardly Wait, right? Movies like that. What are they saying about the theme of teenage sex and relationships? Nothing good, right? Entertaining movies, hilarious at times, terrible at other times.
Definitely not nothing true.
But they're not really saying anything true. Yeah. That's right. And so seeing the theme and going, okay, what is this saying, helps you to discern, is this true? Do I agree or not?
Yeah, and I think, again, as a Christian, if you are to watch a movie like Nope or whatever other movie, we should go into it with that lens.
Yeah.
Is what they're trying to say true, and does it parallel the words of Jesus? And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. And if it does, then it does. But it's important to try to discern which way it leans.
Yeah.
I think.
And that is birthed from the way of Jesus. So, it's not like engaging with this movie as a follower of Jesus isn't just, what's the Christian-y angle, what's the biblical thing, but it's also like these bigger ideas on the levels that they're talking about. Monetization, nature, animals, respect, spectacle, you know, you zoom out, and these are big biblical worldviews that can fit in too. So, you know, like we were saying last time, it's not whether or not it's good or bad, or it's going, what is the idea they're trying to say? And if I zoom out to its biggest worldview idea, how does that line up with Scripture? And you know, honestly, Jordan Peele and how he feels about spectacle and monetization and recording things, I think he's pretty in line. I think he feels similarly to me, and I think him and Jesus would have a good conversation about that.
So, Nope, how are you watching it as a Christian, PJ? How are you watching it? Are you watching it again? You down? You dig it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, I love movies. I especially love good movies by good filmmakers. And this was that for me. It was a good movie made by a good filmmaker that gave me a ton to think about. Like Ben was saying, there's all these different themes sort of that you can pull out of it. And then you sort of expand on them. And you say, okay, as a Christian, how do I view each of these themes? And what does it mean in my life? But with that being said, I did love it, and I can't wait for Jordan Peele's next.
It's awesome. How about you, Ben?
Yeah, I think it's clear that we need to watch it together and talk more about the themes. But I think the rewatchability is high. I'm stoked to watch it again and see through the layers again. Who knows what we'll see? But yeah, that's definitely going in like, I'm gonna rewatch this movie.
It's awesome. Love it. Well, this has been How to Watch a Movie as a Christian. We are Pacific Parable. See you at church.
Thank you.